So it's just going live now. I'm just going to wait for it to fully go live, because then it opens up what we're doing and it get echo coming through. So
right. Okay.
There we go. It should be. I'll just check YouTube on my phone. See if we're live. Are we live? Yes, we are. Fantastic. So okay, I'm just trying to get this to stop playing the audio of what we're doing. That's not very helpful. If I do that, we should be all right. Okay, so
yeah.
Evening, everybody. A special welcome to Jeanette, joining us from Sweden. I'm just going to play some music while people join us. This is Sally Coleman's lyrics. What somebody said would sound like a great rock song. However, it turned into a bit more of a sort of growl. So we'll play that and see what happens just while people join us. And the good news is it only lasts about a minute.
Yeah.
Here we go. There we are. Short and not very sweet. So, evening, everybody. Evening, Jeanette. Thank you again for joining us. It was really good speaking to Brian last week. I think where he sort of mentioned you and various things happening in Sweden. So it's fantastic to hear more from you this evening. So yeah, I mean, I guess just over to you to share whatever you want to introduce yourself, but particularly it'd be great to hear about perhaps your faith journey and the role of music and the ministry you're involved with. So I'll shut up now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, James, for having me over. And Brian is a great friend of mine and my husband as well. We work in very close with Meltdown and has done it for years now. So they are very, very close up to our ministry. To clear it out, I am a Swedish woman speaking English, so you don't have to wonder about my accent and where I come from. I had lived in Stockholm for 20 years. I'm actually birthed up in and lived in the north of Sweden. And now we have moved back since 2018 in November to a village very close from where I am from the beginning. And we felt like God was moving us. It was not just a breakup, easily. It was 20 years in the same place, and just to break up and sell our house. It was a big move.
Mm.
And that's me. I'm married. We have 2 grown-up kids. I have a grandchild, granddaughter. She turns 5 this year, and I also married to my husband Henrik, who is in charge of 4 of our visions in the metal house, as we have the name over everything as a roof. And I don't know where to start. Actually, do you want to hear the story from the beginning?
I mean, it would be really helpful too, I guess. I suppose for someone like me who is just grateful for things over here like Greenbelt and Meltdown, and the fact there is any form of kind of ministry and mission that connects with the sort of music that I like has been a saving grace in many ways. So to kind of hear, how it came to be and how it's grown would be fantastic.
Yeah, it really actually started in 2009 as a background history. We met Johannes Johnson, who is the visionary of the Metal Bible.
Yeah.
And we meet him in special circumstances because we thought we were the lonely ones, but suddenly we find him out because my husband was actually Google on heat and warmth, and then the Metal Bible came up. And in that state, I thought we were very lonely to like the kind of heavy music and being a Christian for many years. So when my husband told he had ordered his Bible now and said, I have ordered Metal Bible. And I was like, my reaction was, oh, I can accept a lot of things, but a black Bible in my house, oh no, that goes the limit.
Okay.
So that was a little bit of fun story behind it. But we met him, and in 2010, my husband was very irritated. It started there. He tried to find rings and stuff to wear as a metalhead, but nothing had actually Christian symbols on it. It was just the dark symbol of everything he find in the stores all over, both on the internet and in the physical store. So Johannes told him, it may be you who's going to start it. And there was the start.
Wow.
2010. So he started White Metal Shop, and we started to go out on Christian festivals like Sweden Rock and sharing the metal Bibles. They were free to take, and took our shops out to the places, and there we were in the middle of everything. And it was awesome to be there, actually, to be transparent and be in place and loving Jesus and the people. And after that, we told Johannes, what is your vision about the Metal Bible? And he told me, I want to have it in every country that has metal and have stations in those countries. And I said, oh boy, you need to pray, we need to pray concrete. You have it on Swedish and have had it in 5 years. Right. How do you suppose it's going to happen in just Swedish language? So we started to pray. And 2 years later on in 2011, it was come out on English and German. Yep. And then we were ready for Wacken. So was
amazing. Yeah.
So we went to Wacken, to the story. And the first year there in 2012, I believe 12,000 Metal Bibles went away to free first day. And it was 2 pastors and 2 congregationals working together with us, and they really treated us well. It's a long story. I'm making it very short now. We were in the newspaper and media in German, and it was really blown up. So when you were in place, you were really shocked, as in my position, because you saw the people thrown on the wagon with the Bibles, and they were really hungry and just took their example.
Right.
So when we came back the year after and had outreach in the middle of everything, it was a different air in that year, 2012, and it was really hard. And the band had changed it to just dark ones, and the follower of the dark ones was just taking in the place.
Yeah.
And it felt like, they didn't want us to be in place. They didn't
Mm.
want us to be around there
Mm.
with the Meta Bibles. But in case of that, the story ends. We were thrown up in the middle of the night and we hadn't done anything. So we were the apostle this year, 2012.
Right.
And still 15,000 Meta Bibles went out, and we baptized 9 people behind a truck. We put up a beautiful place and baptized people.
Mm.
So it was prayer every night.
Mm.
Of all those people we met, we wrote the names up on the board or on a sign on the wall.
Mm.
And 2013 we were down there, but we were not in the middle of the place. And I'm longing to go back and take revenge of going indoors again, because this is
Mm.
my people.
Yeah.
And I'm crazy enough to do it. And it's like a little city, 120,000 Metalheads, and the tickets goes away for 2 days.
Yeah.
It is like the flower of the inner flower in the whole meta world, where it's just metal in place.
Yeah.
And it's a very small city they have. It is just a bank and just one store and
Right.
the wagon of food and so on.
Yeah.
So in 2015 we jumped some years forward, and we were in the United States the first time. We met Mama Linda in audio feed, and we were also visiting Pennsylvania and a biker church and stayed with a friend for 1 month. It was really changing our view, how big as well United States was. We was just thinking Sweden and to go, to one place and to another and to another, but it was not possible. But audio feed, we went to see and meet, and it was one of the best outdoor festival I had been at.
Right.
And Andreas Larrson, who is one of the people in charge there, and Mama Linda. Andreas is actually from Denmark, married to a woman from United States called Amanda. And they are great ones. And Mama Linda, I should just put a star in heaven for her, because she's making the food. Started with Road Dog Cafe outdoors on the festival, bringing out everything. And now she has her daughter Tara taking over more and more. And I mean, they cook the food for the volunteers. They cook the food for all the bands outdoors at the festival.
Wow.
I mean, they are great people, and they have the heart in my heart. And a great friendship started as well. And all those people I have met around the world when we started, actually CMI in Christian Metal and International, who has been more called CMI the last years, was in 2011 when we came back from Wacken, because I realized people I met there who was Christians and liked this kind of music didn't have anywhere to go. They were actually pretty lonely, because in that period of time, it was not so accepted by the churches. It has started to change by a lot of prayers, but it was not so much acceptance then. And I felt like they need a place, because they're very lonely. So that was the start of Christian Metal International. And today it has grown up to plus 12,500.
Wow.
And I should say it's more like a net church where you can share, your thing and put out the prayers, and even people share when they had fight with things and come back to Jesus and, to Christ. And I think it's a growing net church worldwide. And we actually burning in everything we do, we're burning for to have a harvest to come and make Jesus the biggest rock star ever, and the idol, the sign on people's heart. That's all we have in focus. We are not so important in that case. So we are very simple people. And in 2015, it came also the birth of Widow Shards, and we started a White Metal Cafe. And it was actually because we needed something to do with our hands. We do everything through our hands. We should be blessed at what was God told us. So we started to make homemade food from the ground and spread it around amongst friends and everybody around us. And so they could order food, and we made the food. And the overcome of that, they could pay some extra to Widow Shards, because Widow Shards is very close to my heart. It's about the kid maybe has great talent or someone has a great voice and need, vocal lessons or a guitar, or they are a great painter, but they don't have the tools for it. I want with the shards to go in and cover the things they are needed of, because not everybody is blessed with to get the things, but they're very, very talented. And I think, the creative gifts has to do with the revival and of the churches and the wake-up call and the harvest to come. I think it's a lot moving on, and especially amongst young people. I have seen it the past years. It's moving really. Among the plus 19 to 30 some plus something, it's happened great things. And in 2017, then we felt like now it's a time to start the festival.
Right.
So we planned really heavy, because everything we have done, we have original logotypes, we have had friends done them, and we had everything as a vision we had done from the Word of God, and really be talked over by God to do things. And we had say our crazy yes. It's like a greenhouse, Now you are ready for a new plant, and I will test it out on you. It's like that. We don't know anything, but we do it anyway.
Yay. Yeah.
So we started Rainbow Rock, and we decided to have it as a drug and alcohol-free festival, and we have had a lot of discussion amongst that, not so much about the unchristian as the Christian ones, because I see a lot of pride coming up, because they don't ask us why. They just consume, you decide what I should drink or not, and it's not about that. It's about allow the teenager, because they are not allowed in Sweden. If you sell and have alcohol in your festivals, they cannot be indoors.
Right.
It's the limit age of 18, and I think that is terrible to put that limit, because you had a lot of 15, 16, 17 years old kids, and some parents who wants to bring their own kids to the festival, and they are closed up if we start to sell alcohol. So I don't want that to be actually the income of the festival. I want God to be the income of the festival. So, and we have been walking crazy on this Rainbow Rock. We have had a lot of bands, and it was actually going on in my husband's head that we should take it back. So I actually had, you cannot see it, but I have the t-shirt, and the logotype is made by Dave Williams. It's like two wings, and it skulls in the middle, and God is pushing through the dead bones in the valley. And under it's saying proclaiming truth.
Right. It's awesome.
And we heard, so many people talked, even in the churches, about, the rainbow didn't belong even to us, it belongs to the world. And we started to become irritated and say, hey, we need to take the truth back. And that's where this started. So it's not a gay festival, it's not an ungay festival. We have heard a lot of things going on, but if you ask me, if 100 biker gay people came indoors, I should hug every one of them, because that was what Jesus should do, to the people. So if you are going to reach out to people, you need to love them where they are. Don't condemn them or judge them the first you do. You need to love them to the cross. So, and act normal. So when we had this Rainbow Rock started, that's when Bloodgood came over and played for us, and to make it clear and a statement for each and every one. Every band who has been at Rainbow Rock has blessed us with not taking gosh, and they have just accepted to have food and accommodation and just do their work of it, because they understand. I think those bands who have been standing on Rainbow Rock has the most beautiful heart, because they have realized what it is about.
That's amazing.
They have a gift, as we have a gift to help them out and to bring the bridges over the world, worldwide. But, just the band without electricity, without the stage manager, without the sound engineer, without the light, without everybody organizing everything around them. What is a band then? You can practice the hardest you can, but you cannot do the rest. I think, everybody needs to start to realize to have a puzzle piece. Do you want to fit into the big puzzle? What you have is important, and I think everybody is important. So, but this is what has happened, and people has asked us, I don't believe you, or blah 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 like that, But this is the truth. They can ask the band if they don't. If they don't believe in us. And actually, the first day when we had Rainbow Rock, the terror attack, the first ever in Sweden attempt, that was the same day.
Wow.
And I lost a friend that day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the second year, I lost a friend in the middle of the festival in the first day. And so this festival had cost us everything and a little bit more. But I truly believe it has to do with the harvest. And this year we just was signing out, directly when we do something, it starts something. And we told that we are going to give away 400 tickets. We are going to give away festival passes. We will not take anything in charge for you to come in. And you can just imagine all those costs we have had privately. But it doesn't matter, because if God says something, you need to give away to receive, we do it. We are crazy enough to do it. And we did it. And then came Corona. It's like that, So we have been through terror attack. We have been through, a dead friend in the middle of the festival, the first day, backstage. And even if we are trained and have nurses in place, we couldn't. No, and he was from the United Kingdom as well. So you can just realize it was not a Swedish problem. It was to transport and everything, to take care of the family. It was such a mess. But instead of that, the show was going on. And I see also, the second year it was Wild Bad Pig was here at the head. And we have had a lot of great band from Finland as well. And they are great people to work with, really great people. And then this year we needed to do a movie. And last year we had a heat that was unnormal, And God promised us the sun will shine. And a week before it was just 10 degrees plus Celsius. And when we had a festival, it was 34 plus degrees Celsius. So, we needed to open the doors, but unsafe people came indoors, So we had a great time, and we were really doing things spiritual, that this was something that happened. And one guy in the band from Finland said, I have been on unchristian festivals, I have been on festivals, but you have something that I have longed for so long, You have the Holy Spirit in place. I feel it really, I was really touched through the whole festival, And it's just more like a family reunion. It is great hanging. It's the bands is spending time with the people outdoors. So it's become more closely than what you normally can have on a festival. So, and in my case, this is the story of that. But see, my daily prayer started 2012. I'm burning with prayer, and in the same period, I started the war room before even the movie came. So my husband did a sign for me with 2 hands and an empty cross in the hands. I have 2 hands. I have nothing. I came with 2 empty hands. I believe with 2 empty hands. But I will see revival, and I will see a harvest come, and the metal scenes. That's what I truly believe in. And that's why I do and take all crazy stuff, all crazy conversation, train up people. We have a team now today behind CMI that is around 20 people, and Dave and Brian is very close involved with us, and they are very trusted by us. And so we have around 20 people in that group with different kind of areas because of different kind of gifts in those people that has attended so far. And we also have a Swedish team in Metal House, and just starting up a Finnish team, and we have a team in England in Metal House. So that is what's going on, and we have more things going on, but that is not official yet. So
no, but
we're working a lot behind. So and in parallel of that, I'm studying also in university to become a supportive pedagogue, and that is more likely because I meet so many people that has the letter combination of neuropsychiatrist function or dysfunction, and I believe truly, it's needed, and it's more like to find out the solution in a supportive pedagogue than to be a special pedagogue, because the special pedagogue is more in school. So this is dedication I do, and I'm finish it next year in June. I take exam and I'm moving up fully. I'm going back and forward right now to Stockholm still, so I'm longing for to go full time up. So that is all. I forgot the most important one. My husband's heart. He has a vision that he started 2018, and it's called FMMH. It's from a metal heart. And this is actually for the bands to talk about from their heart to your heart and show the music at the same time. So he do DVDs, to do it, and the interview with One Bar Pig and their music on it. It's totally nuts. It's so great quality. But we take a little sum for it, but that is what we do because we never bag about money. We think that is our supplier. Of course, it costs a lot. I mean, we have put on in the house, we have, everything we have, we put in every penny in it because we truly believe that is going to happen. So this are all going on right now, and 2 more things going on at the period of time, and Dave has been a huge help out. I met him in 2000. See now it's 15. I met him in 2015, but it feels like we have known each other for 30 years. Something. And that's the same with Brian. And I mean, this is really, really great to work with them. And Dave has such an experience and is a really good teacher. I mean, everybody should sit under in his bench, and let him teach how to behave and how to act and how to really do with your gifts, if you are also a follower of Jesus Christ. I mean, he is a great guy and funny too. He do a lot of magic trick and then have teaching as well, and he's really good. He's really good. He's a professional. So
Wow.
So
Thank you. That's amazing. Just for your heart and passion and commitment and perseverance, just in awe. So in terms of if people over here want to find out more, is there a particular place they can connect with you, or in terms of online?
It is really. If they want to check out more personal or send an email or check out the different kind of visions, it's easiest to go indoor to www.metalhouse.one. www.metalhouse.one. And also, if they want to receive a free ticket to next year, they need to order it by sending an email to my husband at henrik@whitemetalshop.se, and write it out and then take it with them to the festival, and they get their exchange for a free days festival pass.
Wow, amazing. So
we have already 11 bands booked, so it's going to be quite a really good show next year. If just this stupid COVID goes away, I don't know how long God is going to keep it. No.
And I was obviously, I suppose it's nowhere near as big as Wacken, but in terms of over here, I suppose we've got Download and Bloodstock, and I was aware of somebody last Friday. It might have been the same night I was talking to Brian, who was sat in the corner of his room listening to Bloodstock at home, on his headphones. So it's well, I just pray that festivals, gigs, all of that live music scene comes back. I was speaking to somebody today. I don't know if it's what's happening in Sweden in terms of church and people being able to go into church buildings. But here we're starting to open up a little bit, but it's fraught. And I was thinking, but actually, we're in the same boat in terms of whether you are into your music and your metal, or you want to go to a more traditional church experience. Actually, we're all missing that sense of community and a chance to just shout and sing together. And yeah, how we might find different ways of doing that through this, I guess. But yeah.
I have to agree with you, James. And also in the church up here in North, they have really, really opened their arms to us. But I think they are well known in Sweden as pastor as well, but they are also a missionary. They are missionaries from, in behind. So they're working with missionary organization. They have an own, and they said, you do what we not can do. You reach people we cannot reach, but that's all they see it. And we are open up to have, the Rainbow Rock in their place, and we had it last year, and it doesn't look like a church. It's more like a bigger house, actually. So it's very comfy to come there, and it's very, it doesn't feel like a church, my daughter said, and that's good. That's a good point of it.
So that's a good compliment. Sorry.
Yeah, it is really from a young person, it is really. So I truly believe they have a great heart in place there. So
I mean, it's really encouraging to hear. And to hear from Brian as well last week, just that perhaps the openness of more mainstream church to different subcultures or groups of people, that actually that is changing over time, and to hear that church there is seeing you as a blessing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's very important, because we need to realize we are just human, and Jesus died for each and every one, and we are still human, and the church building is just buildings. We are still human indoors. But I truly believe it needs to wake up, to go out and be normal and speak with people as Jesus did, because the Holy Spirit lives in us, and we don't need to make, some kind of stupid things. We need to have fun, and we need to be the best one, enjoy, and to really be the ones that people draws to. And I know many people has had, opinions about me, but I don't care, because I'm moving on with my husband, and we go in the direction he calls us. And the most important is that we do and obey what he said, not what people say, So it always going to be someone who finds things in you. But I truly can give a words of wisdom in it, because you have the fruits of the Holy Spirit. And if you get irritated, is it about the person you get irritated on, their fault, or is it in you? Because it is to check your own heart, because we have so much in us, and we have so many opinions about others, and consuming. And I think it's time that we really stop and realize that God is making each and everybody holy, that allows it. We are not the one to make them holy. It is his job, and our job is to love them, and to be nice to people. And if we are irritated or frustrated or low, patience or anything, it's just about our heart. It's not about their heart. So that is very important to keep in mind, because the social media, you have a screen and you think you can say and write everything, but you still have a human on the other side. And if you can say it in their face and between four eyes, don't tell it. Don't say it. Think it, but don't say it.
No, definitely. And I guess for anyone who perhaps has not had the best experience, the fact that there are there's Meltdown here, and there's Brian, and there's you guys, just that message of encouragement, that actually if you haven't found a place that is, as you said, willing to meet with you as you are, where you are, then just be encouraged that there are groups there are people out there. And yeah, so I think, yeah, encourage people again just to visit your website and hook into some of that if it's helpful. So I know you've mentioned a few bands. I was sat there trying to remember my favorite One Bad Pig song. Was it Let's Be Frank? Did they do that? This is from like 1989 or something.
Yeah, maybe they have, but I love the one that's actually he playing What Does the Fool Say, you know, that is my favorite.
Right.
Like, you know, when yeah, I think that is the most beautiful song, because everybody's asking, you know, and they say, what does the fool say, you know, when you're telling about Jesus, what does the fool say? And I think, you know, it is like this, but one day they will find out, you know, the real truth. And I honestly have in my heart, let it be before, you know, it's too late. I say, you are more than welcome to our place. We have an open space and 7 rooms, houses. So we just rented today, but we have an open heart and always welcome people. And I think it's very important that we really do that too, you know, and also stand for what we're saying with our mouth in a practical way, showing in a practical way we are for real. And so if they haven't find any places, they're more than welcome to our space and place as well, and to Rainbow Rock, of course, they're welcome. Just grab your ticket and come. It's limited to 400, and I believe truly it's going to be having next year.
Right.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, Dave is definitely coming over, you know. He's longing to come over for my pancakes. He's he's chatting, you know, he's very gluten allergic, so he's chatting, oh gosh, I'm longing for my pancakes, you know. I made pancakes for him because he hadn't eaten pancakes in 23 years. So gosh, you know, so he's, you know, he's talking always of those pancakes.
Yeah. Wow, fantastic. That's made me feel hungry now.
Yeah, you should be. You know, we are making great food. Fantastic, guys.
So I was going to say, I guess one kind of final question before I let you go was just if there were any particular bands that you'd recommend for people to check out at the moment. What you've been listening to?
Yeah, if you prefer to listen to Rammstein, I should say check out the Finnish Parakletos. Okay. I mean, their album they told me, you know, they have been playing two times and they're coming the third time. And, you know, the guy in the drums, he is taking his full drum set down to our place from Finland. So the guys just can have drums to play with. He has a great drum set. And Ari has a great heart, you know, and he also speaks 4 languages, I think, you know. He's really great. And they sound like, you know, they are really, how can I say, ready to go to the big stages, because you know, they really have it fully. And I should say this is the closest you can come to Rammstein, but they have definitely better text.
Right.
And I think they are even better than Rammstein in my opinion. Yeah. And then you have also a band called Save From Ourselves with only, you know, Lapinen in Finland. And I mean, they were totally nuts on stage, and you couldn't, I mean, every one of us, we really love that guy, you know. He is, I mean, those guys were so special. They were like sent from heaven, I think, you know. So, and if you come to the Rainbow Rock next year, you will see definitely that guy jumping around, you know, because he has offering a lot, and he has a great heart of serving, and he has loved us. And then we have not the band, but Gabrielle and Raphael Marcellini, who is, you know, a great photographer, and she is really professional. She's a teacher as well in media. And they are from Brazil, so they took care, you know, of bands when they toured in Brazil as well earlier, and now they're living in Sweden. And she is great. So, you know, how can I say more? Yeah, I mean, Narnia, you can always check out Christian, you know, and it's a lot of, you know, I think also Malek, it's a part of Pantocrator, but they making songs in a more extreme way. Right. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's many bands, so it's not doing anything right now, and some is working behind.
Right.
But the
Okay.
Finnish band is always on the move.
Right.
Stereo now, I mean, Not in Flames is coming soon with a new album.
Right.
On the road. Was talking with them today, so I know they are on the track with it. And oh, how can I forget? And then you have great English bands as well. Peter 118 has played, a couple of times at Rainbow Rock, and they are great. I mean, they are really great guys. And then you also have bands that comes from Germany. Has been, so if you check out, and attend also, the group Rainbow Rock, that is a great group to attend about everything that goes around in Rainbow Rock, and you can find out the stuff also of the bands and what we share and so on. Immortal Souls was playing last year.
Oh, wow. Right.
They are extreme metal, They do mostly winter metal, you can say, but they are great guys, and they have played twice in our festival.
Right.
And after last year, they went to Mexico, and I think they played for about 15,000-20,000 people.
Wow.
So I have had a feeling those who give their heart to Rainbow Rock has a trampoline to jump higher.
Yeah.
But you need to pay for. How can I say? You need to pay the price to put down, your own visions and your own what you crave for, that you want. You put a list, I want an own green room, I want 50,000 in gage, I want that, and I want that, and I want an in-flying crew. I can write a book about the discussion with the bands, fully.
Yeah.
And I truly believe, Dave and I had talked a lot of it, but I don't believe the bands should be so happy. But and we shouldn't mention them by name, but we had a lot of fun story, I could say. I even had been asked to pay a ticket for a guitar, a place in the flight.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have
sit next to my guitar on the plane and stroke it.
And I said to him, "What about the wife?" "Oh, she can stay at home. I just want a place for my guitar." Do you think they played in our festival? No way.
No way. You see, so I mean, I haven't got the same experience, vast experience, but having put on a few gigs previously, again, I think you get you just get sent the rider, and I think I was. I should have come to you first for lessons, because I was in various supermarkets buying umpteen particular brands of water and 25 pristine white face towels. And then you go in the dressing room afterwards and none of it's been touched. And it's, what a waste of money. Everyone want a towel. It's not even been sweated off.
No. So you need to understand, that you need to check it out before you can bring out so much unnecessary money. But the most that it is that they blame, the bands blame us, "Oh, you don't have an own green room for us, no way we're coming, or can you not pay 50,000, we cannot come." And often the word I hear, and I really have wondered a lot, I mean, please, bands and musicians, please tell me. I mean, it's like we are not professional. What we do, and make the statement, like you in the radio and me doing what I'm doing with my husband. But, I often hear that, but we are professional. And I have started to think, what about the bands that comes to Rainbow Rock, really, giving up everything, putting, aside everything, and do the best to be the preacher from the stage, because that is what they are.
Yeah.
And that is why we are so clear over the hearts of them and what they do. And I mean, who is professional? I mean, those guys standing on the stage really showing that Jesus is first, or those who wants to receive, the reward before they have done the serving. And I think it's a lot of how willing are you to serve? How willing are you to do? To be blessed,
Yeah. And I think, I suppose there's a couple of, I suppose particularly in the UK, so, I think you have to work slightly harder to find where some of the awesome Christian metal is going on, and it is where you are, and Norway and places. But we get so much of I guess if you went into your local Christian record store, if they still existed here, but it usually be sort of American bands, and then you discover 3 weeks later that they're not a Christian band anymore, or you know, it's all gone a bit wrong, and you just So to hear of bands who are willing just to come and to play and to serve and to see it as part of their ministry at Rainbow Rock is encouraging. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, but I have also heard, you know, the bands saying, you know, they are not allowed to tell they are Christians and to be in a label company. And I have also heard, you know, the same story, that we don't want to tell we are Christians because we are nowadays we are playing mostly on secular festivals. And I don't see anything wrong to go out on those places, but I also think we need to have fellowship and to be built up to go out to those places. And that is often what I see, you know, those in the bands and the musician doesn't get, because if you don't have enough of a strong muscle build up, you know, I mean, gosh, you are just there. I mean, my grandpa just say the wise words, it's much easier for a weak person to draw you down from a chair than the stronger one to draw out the weak one up to you.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's about wisdom as well, you know, and I really care for those guys in the metal scenes for real. I really bleeding for them. I really have a passion. I mean, I was really ready to take a bullet, you know, as Martin Luther King, just to start a revival and the harvest in Wacken, you know. I mean, I was threatened by to go to jail. I mean, we have skulls behind our photographs. I mean, we are so dangerous, you know, for the darkness. We're not dangerous for the people because they yelled at the Guardian, you know, those we had built a relationship with. And I truly believe wherever you go and wherever you are, you know, just build good relationship with people and keep your faith and keep your track and mostly obey God. I truly believe many doesn't believe and truly obey God. That's why it looks like it looks like. And I truly believe also it comes another time. People, I hear lots of people saying, "Oh, we are just waiting until it become normal." And I should say, you know, because I have been in this for so many years and praying, you know, it's not going to be like normal again ever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I truly believe, you know, we are in the same boat today. I mean, rich and poor, or, you know, homeless, or a president, musicians. I mean, both professional and, you know, famous one. We are in the same boat, as the lowest, as the highest. Because no one can go on a festival, no one can perform, no one can go out there and pay the money for you know, the tickets or whatever. So really now it's his humble heart.
Yeah, yeah.
I truly believe it.
Amen. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bless you.
So that is why I see what's going on, and I truly believe, you know, I'm involved in Melton as much as they are involved with me, you know, and Dave is one of our best friends in our family, both to Henrik and me. And I mean, the mostly that I see also around the metal scenes that people often think, you know, the front leaders, they have lots of people, lots of friends, but we cannot have so many friends, you know. We're doing so much work, we should, you know, not taking care of a lot of friends.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You know, in a great way, because we don't have the time to do it. But it doesn't mean we don't care and we love them. And most of what I see in the front leadership is the encouragement, and that is the same with pastors. You know, everybody wants something, and grabs something, but they don't often comes back and show the gratitudes, you know, and say, hey, you are doing great work, or, you know, you're doing hard work, or I mean, I really love you because you were standing there when it was a shit time in my life, or whatever, you know. And I truly believe, you know, it's so important. And I think also, you know, about to breaking your bread, I don't often talk about money, but we did one thing that, because God was saying it to us, and I put 3 chefs outdoors in CMI. I was just asking, you know, for everyone in CMI, 7 Swedish crowns, £1, $1, or €1. That's all that was needed per month. It was
Right.
not even daily, it was per month.
Yeah.
And if everybody should have done it, we could have had 3-4 festivals per year, and really covered some bands even album or recording. And that is what people don't think. We don't keep it for ourselves, we don't do it ever. We just want to see it, the harvest come and bring it out, and every tool that is needed needs to go out. So I truly believe, as when we break up, in 2018, Johannes and his wife Ulrika and we just saw, a big tree with different kind of branches. So they needed to put their ministry more, because it started to grow and they needed to take care of it, because the station was in order and it was in so many languages on the way, and we had been together for a while, and it was time to move apart. It was not the friendship is remain, but it needed to be two branches. And sometimes you feel it, because it's like to cut a tree. Sometimes you need to do it, to bear more fruit. And it was time for it. And I believe truly, Meta Bible and Biker Bible is a great tool in to have, but first you need to reach the people. And some people get it and take it back home and start to read it and get saved, but mostly the people get saved first, and then they need their tools in their hand to find the word of God and build them up. So I think all parts are important ones. So that means that means we should work together a lot more, because that should bring out the devil much faster, from the area.
And I think just kind of recognizing, and rejoicing that, in various branches and focusing on different things, but actually it's still part of that same tree. It's still part of God's mission in the world. And, let's encourage each other and not kind of envy it or whatever, but just because God will connect the dots as only God can.
Because we drink from the same oil, we drink from the same energy source. The tree is Jesus represented, and in that we are branches, and those have different kind of names, but we all sit together. But we act sometimes like we are different parts, by ourselves, and that's what I think brings out the united things in between brothers and sisters, mostly worldwide, and also the fear. We are, gosh, get away and get rid of fear, and don't think so much of what other people think about you or not about you, take it out.
Thank you so much for your time. Just realized we're going on for about an hour, so that's flown by. Thank you. That's it's so good to hear. What I will do, I will post some links to you in the comments afterwards. I'll also, because I ended up on Facebook, where are we? YouTube, which is my fault because my computer and Facebook wasn't working. So I shall post this somewhere. It'll end up on Facebook and YouTube. Please God, somehow. Yeah.
But I'm used to it. Every time I am doing something happens, so I'm used to it these days, so
that's fine.
I'm not surprised. It has been, crazy things, so that is also book, because
it's the fact it happened when I was trying to work with Brian, and then it happened again with you, and I'm thinking, what's going on?
Because the devil doesn't want this out on the air.
So but just to thank you again for your time.
It has been great to have been on board with you, and you seems like a very nice guy. I hope to meet you in person, because when it comes the Meltdown next time, we will be in place for sure.
Right.
So I hope everyone in England will grab and be there, because they miss something for real. That has been the best place for me. This is my healing place. I cannot survive. I don't know how it's going to go this year, because I cannot attend and be there. It's like the COVID-19 is.
I know, and I am just so grateful, because I'm thinking, actually, if it wasn't kind of being in this situation with lockdown and starting to do stuff like this, and then, just, so as a result of that, despite it, connecting with more people like you, and if that leads to meeting at Meltdown or whatever, that would be fantastic.
And I wonder, who are you, and you are living in United Kingdom. Yeah, and you just started a radio station, or what?
Well, no, so I'm a Methodist minister.
Okay.
And so I've been on sabbatical for 3 months. So 3 months. I'm going to say off. It's not a holiday. It's 3 months doing something different. And I said I wanted to do stuff around music and, I suppose, worship or technology. And then COVID happened, so we ended up doing online services. So I thought, well, I've kind of done that before I started my sabbatical, and then just found myself again. It's this thing about the fellowship and that accountability and connectedness that thought, actually, I'm not really meant to be in contact with people from church. I can't go and visit anybody. To connect with people online, and then thinking, well, I suppose through this, I was reading a book about, I think, as you've said, just using the gifts that we have, and who we are in God, and thinking, actually, it'd be really interesting to do something around metal, and just do a bit more of that, because it's not necessarily something you can do a lot of in your day-to-day Methodist ministry necessarily. So this is how it came about, and then so just thinking, actually, I think anything between sort of 100 to 500 people seem to have watched things, which is great, in various countries. So thinking, well, if it's helpful to somebody, then I'll carry on. So the chance to connect with more people, and again, if that just brings other people together who might be thinking it's just me, that might just encourage people. So that's so there's no, I don't think there's any grand scheme to it. It's just happening for this season, and we'll see what happens next. But thank you.
That's really awesome. I like that you're grabbing, as I had in 2011, that no one is sitting alone now. Actually, and you don't need to be a metalhead as well. You can just grab someone, when you have an open heart. I mean, we are not biting people. Come aboard and take a Swedish, fika. That is a very important word to know in Sweden.
Okay.
Fika is like a buns and coffee, and the Swede without coffee and fika, it's not a Swede.
Okay, right.
So grab, your cup and come, it's just to hang.
Just hang out.
I mean, people may be sitting now and thinking, oh, I'm not liking that kind of music, but I feel lonely. Just hang aboard, It's just we're human, we are people, in the same boat.
No, absolutely. Thank you. Bless you and your husband, and all of your ministries, and it'd be good to keep in touch. But,
we do, and it has been great to be aboard, and talk. And it's very hard to put, many years in a packet, but I think I had bringing on the most important.
Awesome job. But I'll
and if people will find out more, you can find out, the documentary Gabriella did last year about. We have a short version in 6 minutes, what is behind the rainbow, and we're telling the story, and the bands is telling their stories as well, about Rainbow Rock and all the thoughts and why we had done it and why we do it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I'll put the links in so people know where to go. But
thank you.
Thank you again. I'll say God bless and good night.
And take care,
Yeah, you
Bye.
too. Stay safe.
And
Cheers.
say hi to your family.
I will do.
For being borrow you, for an hour and more.
That's all right. They're on their iPads elsewhere. It's fine.
Okay. So it's not any bad for them,
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Dad's left us alone for a bit. It's fine.
Yeah. Bye. Take care. God bless you.
Bye-bye. And you. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, so massive thank you to Jeanette. Radio station. I don't know if everybody's still with us. What a lot of passion and energy. Fantastic. Just wondering why that's just gone weird at this end. Anyway, never mind. So let's say some prayers. So we'll share as we do. I say as we do for the last 2 nights, and now it's a thing. Our opening liturgy. As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night. For those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far come as you are to this place, and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here you, me and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine. So, some words. So these all words tonight are taken from Swedish bands. Oh yes, in honor of Jeanette and Christian Metalheads International and all the ministry there. So some words from Crimson Moonlight, who I would recommend if you're into sort of slightly more extreme, slightly black metal sounding. So I'd say they are sort of unblack. But yeah, awesome live, just a whole set of presents and beards for days. Anyway, back on the beard thing, sorry. These words: I found myself there in the forest beyond forests, sitting at the foot of the worthy mountain. I found myself surrounded by nature's own high mass, yet continually and wanting nothing, the forest's own sanctus rang out. Again, I was waffling on and not near the microphone, so apologies if you didn't hear that. I'll say it again. Anything before this was just worth ignoring. I found myself there in the forest beyond forests, sitting at the foot of the worthy mountain. I found myself surrounded by nature's own high mass, yes, continually and wanting nothing. The forest's own sanctus rang out. So where have you seen, glimpsed, experienced, felt, touched the divine this day as you think back over it? And are there things from today that you need to let go of, repent of, turn away from? Are there hurts as well that you just want to acknowledge and lay down? And we do that now as we say these words. the principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and the fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down. And I guess some words of hope or assurance from another Swedish rock band, Narnia. If you're into bands like Sabaton or Latter-day Judas Priest, or anything with sort of fantasy inspired lyrical content, their lyrics are drawn inspired by C.S. Lewis's Narnia Chronicles. But yeah, proper full-on power metal. Whoa. Keyboards upon keyboards. But these words of assurance. I've been a drifter for so many years. I'm running around in endless circles, confusion and despair. Oh, it's always there. Oh Lord, please take it away. I am so alone. I'm longing back for home. When I hear the sound in the air, far away, far away. I hear the distant call, far away, far away. It is the Father's call. Father, oh Father, the lost son is come home. So as I've ended up on YouTube tonight, I'm not sure A, if anyone's watching, and B, is there a chat function? No, I don't think there is. Yeah, maybe I can't ask you what you want to pray for. Sorry. What I will try and do is do a watch party on Facebook, so we can perhaps do that together via comments. And of course, I am still hoping it's still streaming. I did have a message from somebody, or two messages. So one, if we can continue to pray for Amy and Neil and their family. Amy in the intensive care unit. Just prayers for healing, for wholeness, for comfort, for peace, for wisdom, for all those trying to medically care for her, and for her family too. Pray still that Lynn and John might get a holiday. Pray it won't be perhaps their last holiday, but pray that a special time together might be possible. And for their son, who is perhaps struggling for a sense of purpose and meaning in life, and wondering if it's all still worth carrying on with. And we pray for all those things upon our hearts. And again, a message of hope from the band, Swedish band Pantocrator. I've used this before. It's awesome. Yeah, okay. It's pretty much direct quotes from the Sermon on the Mount. But look, it doesn't say cheesemakers or anything that will make me think cheesemakers and make me laugh. So just this all the situations we're praying for, and all the stuff going on in our lives, just I pray you'll hear and see them in the context of this message from God. Blessed are the poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of God. Blessed are the ones that mourn, they will be leaping with joy. Forgive the unforgiving, love your enemies, rise above in mercy, but never bow down. I made you royal, I share my throne with you. Come, I will bring you revolution. It begins in the hearts of man. The light shines in darkness, and the dark cannot prevail. I ask you to believe, not to understand. Blessed are the humble of heart, they will inherit the earth. Blessed are the bringers of peace, they are the children of God. You will raise from the ashes of this age, and behold the rising of the never-setting sun. Blessed are you when men despise you, persecute and criticize you for the sake of my name. You are salt of the earth and light of the world, the city upon the hill, forged in fire and in blood. You are the dawn, the voice of the world beyond. And until that day is here and not just beyond. So we say together, the Lord's Prayer. Again, using these words or whatever words, language, version you want to use. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Save us from the time of trial, and deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. Just before we share these final words together, I just want to share a few more lyrics from Crimson Moonlight. Again, I will post both on YouTube and then on Facebook the links to the stuff that Jeanette spoke about if you want to find out more and support them in their work, or even if you want to go to Rainbow Rock. I'll also post a link to the music videos that I've used for the words this evening. So these words from Crimson Moonlight, as Tom the cat comes and says hello. Hello, cat. There is really a cat down here. I know you can't see it. I'm not pretending. Unknowing your voice, but your words I hear. Sight unseen, yet seeing you so clear. Your strength a mystery, but every touch I feel. I'll just close my eyes, and glimpses I'll steal. So may the peace of the All-Parent be ours this night, and with all people and all creation in the time that is to come. Amen. Go well. And here's some gentle metal to send us on our way to the land of Nod. So this next bit is like an Iron Maiden solo and guitar sing along a bit, so we can all raise the arms in the air and do this. Whoa.